I am well aware that I'm probably not the traditional triathlon road cycling customer. And I sent Marty an email and I asked him if I was somebody that they would even consider working with. His response was so friendly and welcoming. You know, no pressure at all, but like, come on down and let's see what we can do. And I promise you this will be a good experience. He said, come in and let us help you meet your goals. And I thought, oh, that's so powerful.
Doesn't matter what level you're at, if you're brand new, never been on a bike, or you're a professional athlete, you should get a bike fitting.
This is the best bike shop I have ever seen.
These guys have been doing it for years. They're the best at it.
Most of the top coaches in New England have sent cyclists and triathletes here to see us because they know how important the process is.
We're a fit studio combined with a pro-level shop.
People term it eye candy or candy shop for cyclists.
We have the bike lines that allow us to make customers as happy as we can.
But what a new person quickly understands is that we're not just about selling them a bicycle.
My name's Ian Buchanan and I founded Fitworks in 2002.
Made an appointment, went through the bike fitting process. I never had any kind of experience like that before. Ian recommended some great bike options and I ended up buying my bike from Ian. And then not too long after that I said, you know, it might be pretty cool to open up a bike shop, and here we are today.
My name's Dean Phillips. Marty and I started this a little over 7 years ago. I was fortunate enough to be able to spend about 6 months working with Ian up in Vermont before we opened this location. He's one of the most knowledgeable bike fitters around.
And he was really a pioneer in getting a shop that was really focused on fitting, and that was before other people were doing it.
He has done literally thousands of bike fittings.
He's made such a commitment to ensuring that what we do really does deliver results for our customers.
The fitting can really improve your performance and you can put out more power, you can just generally ride faster.
We can understand not only the science behind the bike fitting, but why a person's here. What do they want from the process?
We truly focus on the rider and how that rider's interacting with the bike. We're putting that rider in their best possible position, and then once that's set, then we focus on which bikes match up best to that position. We'll talk all about your background, what your goals are, if you've experienced any discomfort issues, anything in your body that's bothering you.
We do a number of physical assessments to find out how people are proportioned, to look at their range of motion, their stabilization of some key muscle groups. We're just trying to find out where their capabilities and their limitations might lie.
I have some issues with IT band tightness and numbness with my feet, so I wanted to get a professional fit done. So we've spent a lot of time looking at those sorts of things.
We'll finally begin the third session, which is on the bike on the side cycle.
The side cycle is a dynamic device that doesn't have any real limitations as to how you can position it. One thing that's really limited in a lot of places is that they set up someone on an existing bike, and that means that their position is going to be constrained by whatever that bike's capable or not capable of doing.
You actually have slightly less left leg extension than the right, but it's really minimal.
We use motion capture technology to help see exactly how someone is riding at a given moment.
Optimizing their position for comfort and power, aerodynamics if it's a triathlon bike. We're doing that, but we're also addressing any of these issues that they have in their background. And if it's a person looking for a new bike, we can spend a lot of time focusing on their different bike options and answering every question they have about the different parts of their bike, making sure that they make the most informed decision they can.
I walked in the door and I thought, oh, what am I doing here? And I felt like I belonged the minute I walked in. I didn't feel like, one of these things is not like the other. I felt like I belonged here. They were happy to help me, and I came away with something that's exactly what I needed.
I was guilty of riding on a bike that didn't fit me very well, and I didn't realize it at the time. And Ian was able to show me how it was a poor fit.
If I'm gonna spend a significant amount of money, I want to know I'm getting the best product, so I want to be able to trust the person that I'm buying the bike from. And I definitely got that feeling here.
We're not racers by any stretch of the imagination. We're not competitive cyclists, we're not triathletes. But that said, we do ride a lot, and we do want high quality equipment. And that's one of the reasons that I was so happy to find Fitworks right here in Waitsfield.
We spend a lot of time thinking about which lines we carry. We have Trek and Cervelo and 7, Guru, Parlee, Felt. We try to cover all the different frame materials, different bike geometries. They're going to fit a wide range of riders. We always want any manufacturer we carry to have a very high quality product. We have the bike lines that allow us to make customers as happy as we can.
Every brand that's here is here for a reason.
And there's always custom options through a number of manufacturers where we can put your position first and design the best possible geometry around that position. You might have an identical twin with the same looking body, but you might end up in a significantly different position on the bike than that person does, just based on how your body interacts with the bike, as well as your goals and riding style.
The 2 hours I spent with Dean when I got fit for my bike, that was the best 2 hours of my life because he did more for me than my doctors had done.
Just as often as there is a bike setup issue and causing someone's back discomfort, there could also just be a postural element that they're not aware of. And as soon as they address that postural element, then their back gets better.
Elongate that back. You can think about pulling your shoulder almost over your elbow.
I mean, there is tangible evidence of local bike racers whose improvement can definitely be traced back to their working with Fitworks, and that's really gratifying too.
As a professional, I spend all my time trying to train and recover and take care of myself, and I really don't want to have to worry about trying to figure out what's going to be best aerodynamically for me on the bike, and so I kind of delegated that authority to Fitworks.
Everybody, once they come in and they come back and they tell me how it went, they say, oh, that was phenomenal. You know, they realize it was a good investment.
All bike shops will offer some sort of fit, but the thing that differentiated Fitworks was that they tend to always be on top of that latest research. And it's not just knowing about it, it's incorporating what value that has that they can add into their fit process.
I've never seen another bike shop that provides a reimbursement program for customers that are flying in from very far away to come see them. That's just not something that you're going to see with your local bike shop.
It is pretty awesome. We've seen people from all over the country. We've seen people from all over the world. We had a couple that was originally from Massachusetts, but they now live in China and came back here from China to buy their new bikes. And I said, at least we, offset some of the trade imbalance,
After a lifetime almost of not just being told that you can't do things, but telling yourself that you can't do things, I found it very helpful to have people in my corner.
Even the guy who commutes to work on his 15-year-old mountain bike and has an issue, we have the expertise to help him and the willingness to do that.
I got fit and people say, well, what'd you think? I said, my back's never hurt again. So I guess they did a pretty good job.
It's truly personalized to the person and with care, not just this software program says it's supposed to be this and this. It's, okay, here's where we are, and now what do we need to do to make this work better over the long haul?
You're establishing an ongoing relationship. Look at the rider first and try to service their needs. That's the goal we have here at Fitworks.
Oh, it was fun. I'm like,
We had a warranty situation at a pretty inopportune time for a triathlete. We couldn't get the frame fixed. There wasn't another one available in the time frame before her big event.
We have an option to say, hey, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do about it. Or we can have the option of what do we have to do to get this person on a bike so they can go out and do it.
Marty took the time to take his own personal bike and set it up to her numbers, delivered it to her at her house, and she got to her triathlon.
When somebody walks in this door and they've signed up for a charity ride, a century ride that they've never done before, and it's their first shot and they're scared. When somebody walks in our shop and says, I signed up for my first Ironman, I don't know if I can do it, and they leave here feeling like, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna be able to do it. That's awesome.
I went over to my friend and I said, you're not gonna believe it, I rode my bike 10 miles today. And he's like, 10 miles? I said, I know!
People email us back and say, I didn't know riding a bike could be comfortable. I didn't know it could feel this good. Nobody ever told me that biking should be fun. And of course, we kind of chuckle a little bit about that and say, you're kidding, we love this stuff.
Our goal is to make people say, wow.
It did feel easier. It did feel like I was more efficient and I was able to go longer distances and I was riding 50 miles, 60 miles, which, unbelievable.
I officially made the switch from athlete to focusing more on the the business, the customer service side, when I seem in some cases care more about how my customers are doing in a race than I am with my own race results.
I was an attorney in South Central Pennsylvania for 29 years and kind of burned out on that. Ian decided to give me a try, and I've been here since.
Everybody here, you can see the passion, and it comes out very clearly. And I really enjoy working with passionate people.
They say if you do something you love and you're passionate about it, you don't work a day in your life. And I haven't worked since 2007.